house. Burn his house down in flames.
Good evening. Is it evening? Yes. Afternoon, rather. We're here, CDC Radio, here with Zach. How do you pronounce your last name? I don't want to mess it up.
Zachariah Legacy.
That's what it says. Right, Legacy. That's what it is. From Legacy Artist Productions. Once again, Mr. Mark Morrison is here with him as well. Another Legacy artist. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Real quick, just let everyone tell everybody.
My name is Zachariah Legacy. I'm from the Utica area. Been doing music since I've been 13, 14 years old, seriously. Started singing around the age of 10. Yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
Now, what do you consider your music?
Like genre-wise?
Yeah.
Like a soulful R&B, hip-hop, some may say.
You can definitely see, got a different.
For sure.
How did you get started with Legacy? Yeah, you and Mark get introduced.
Well, long time ago, probably like 5 years ago, I knew somebody who worked with Mark before. And so I went to a showcase to see what it was all about. I was trying to get into music at that time. I believe I was 17 years old, 18. And yeah, I liked the vibes. And unfortunately, that person and I fell off, and I lost contact with Mark. And this year, I just got back into music. Life happened, so had to take a break. And got back into music, and the first place I went was to Mark to see if Legacy was still doing its thing, and because I liked the vision when I first went there, and I was luckily and that it was, and yeah, it's kind of how that started.
Yeah, and I mean we've, Mark and myself and my brother as well. We've always had a conversation of, the artist. He been, a part of CDC Radio since we started, in the beginning. So we've seen, artists come and go. We've seen, some ride it out with them. And, one thing we always said is I think they don't, a lot of people think it's going to happen overnight,
Right.
So
Yeah.
they can't really grasp on that concept of, hey, why am I not a millionaire already?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just doesn't happen. I mean, once they get out on their own and try to do it on their own, then I think some of them get a rude awakening. They start to see that, hey, I have to crawl before I can walk,
Yeah.
and it's sad to a point because, I mean, like I said, he had a lot of talented artists come through, Legacy, and they just couldn't. I guess I want to say they didn't see the vision, I guess, the way he did.
Yeah,
the
I
way
agree.
Mark does, and they just couldn't hold on to it. And like I said, it's sad.
Yeah.
That they can't do it. But what have you? So you said you took a hiatus for a couple years, and like
Yeah.
you said, life. I get it. Life do.
Yeah.
Like I like to say, life be lifing.
Yeah.
I definitely understand that.
Yep.
So what made you come back to music?
I just got to the point comfortably in my life to want to start being myself again. And music for me, no matter what situation I was in, rather if it was going through my parents' divorce or, getting in trouble as a kid and, that stuff, I always see myself going to music, rather if it was listening, writing, just throwing on a beat just to, feel something. And I got kids myself. So I want to just show them like just always be yourself, and if you like something, you're dedicated to something, don't give up, just do it. And that's kind of where I got in that mindset of I gotta do it. I can't let talent be wasted, and that's what I did. I went for it.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, because we, when we started, CDC Indie Radio, my brother and I, and another one of our business partners, we did music years ago, and we always that never came out of us. So we always still wanted to work with music, still do something, as far as in the industry, and we decided to come up with this. It came up CDC Indie Radio basically is a platform for all unsigned independent artists, the up and comings. So basically here we felt we can create a platform for you guys to have your music heard and played on a consistent. You know, we have 10 radio stations. All of our stations run 24/7. Mark told you a little bit about it. And we basically wanted to give you guys a place where you can grow, where your fans can come hear your music. 'Cause like I said, they can request your music, things like that. We wanted basically this to be a platform for you guys to, even showcase your new music, when you got something new, shows, any and everything you got going on. That's really what this was created for. So, for networking and like I said, a place for you guys to really know you have a home where your music can be heard and will get played. So it won't be overshadowed by mainstream artists because we don't play no mainstream artists. It's all unsigned, independent. It's all up and coming people. So we because we know there's a lot of talent out there, and a lot of you guys, like I said, you get you know you get you get pushed to the back by the mainstream artists, especially, and it's hard to even get on those those stations. I mean, if you don't you can't greet somebody palm or know somebody to know somebody, or if they just outright not feeling you won't get that chance. And that's why we created this, for you guys to have a place where you can tell your fans and people, hey, you can tune in here and listen to my, you can hear my music. You know.
I appreciate that.
So what you got going on? Any upcoming shows? Anything you got going on? Let people know. What's going on with Zach.
Yeah. So August 10th, we got the music festival. Now I know August 16th, we're doing something locally that Legacy is actually putting on themselves. Little showcase, get our artists out, getting comfortable to perform, trying to get it local for people around here to also have a spot to come. Drinks, popcorn, stuff like that is going to be provided. Even if you got kids, everything is like, PG, we keep it PG. There'll be like coloring pages and stuff like that there too. So we got that planned on the 16th of August, and then August 30th, I'll be at the State Fair. So right now, that's all I got coming up. So I just making music, writing more, and just being patient, not trying to rush nothing.
So the music festival, that's gonna be that in Syracuse or gonna be in Utica?
No, I believe that's in
Oneida.
Oneida. Yeah,
Oh,
Oneida.
I want to say I seen something about that. Another she like a
Rick Smith is doing it.
pop artist. It's a young lady who I follow as well. Her name Caitlin, I think it is. I think she mentioned something about the music festival.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
So yeah, and you said the Legacy show. Where's that gonna be?
It's gonna be at our venue. Um, that it's at a church. Our venue. It's in a basement of a church. Really good people, good vibes. Our own little private thing. So like when I say church, I don't mean like you're gonna walk into a church.
So,
So
the what is it, Terry Road? I think. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, same place.
South Terry Road.
Yep. All right. And so you're gonna be at the fair, the 30th.
yeah, yeah, that's
Both Zachariah and Freestyle
yeah.
Okay.
will be
Boy,
performing at
freestyle's
the
also
fair.
gonna be there.
Okay, yeah. Now didn't Freestyle perform last year?
Freestyle performed last year. They're both going to be doing the Pan African Village.
Okay. And didn't he do the Chevy Court last year?
He did do Chevy Court last year. I think he's doing it again this year.
Okay.
Don't quote me. I think
Yeah. No.
I'll find out more toward the end of August.
I always like Freestyle. Freestyle. I like his music. I always like Freestyle. You know, yeah. Not only is he, you know, a good person, good dude, actually, you know, sat down with him and, you know, we had some good conversations. So I actually like Freestyle. He's actually not just musically, but even, you know, personal. He's actually a cool guy.
Well, Zach's just starting to get his music out there, and once he hits, he's going to be unstoppable.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been writing music for the past 3. I just started publishing music on my SoundCloud, Zachariah Legacy, about probably 2 months ago, and pretty sure I got 6 singles on there and 2 features, and there's gonna be more by the end of the year. So I got a couple projects that I'm working on. But again, like I said, I got a couple things also coming up, so I don't want to overbury myself. I don't want to. No pride needs to get in the way. I just need to take my time and work on my music and what I think feels right, and it's gonna be right.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. You know, really, to me, that's the way to hone your craft and to try, like you said, not rushing it, but making sure because you want it, you want it right. Now, for some people, including myself, I always felt because you always want that first album to be, you know, you wanted to make a statement, you want it to be an impact, you want people to know, hey, I'm here and I'm serious. Then it's like once you do that, it's like okay, now I have to follow this up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that's the trick where some can do it and some can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, and you obviously want to put your all into your music. You know, always want to put your best foot forward. And I mean, do you think as an artist? Because I said, you know, when we were doing music as an artist myself, we were doing songs, and it was like, okay, yep. Think that's a hit. So we kind of looked at every song we did. Could it be a single? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like how we were really putting it together. So each song, it wasn't like okay, we're just trying to fill up space on this, you know, to make a album.
Right.
We literally was going through each song as we did them and was like, hey, could this be a single? If it could be a single, then we did it. If it couldn't be, we will go back to the drawing board.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we always looked at it as, okay, can we push this out as a single if needed? And you got, like I said, some people you can hear their album even mainstream. This is really what I'm talking about. From that first album, it was like, wow, you can tell they put their all into it. And it was like once they reached that height, the second one, it was,
right.
You know, like, nah, it wasn't, the feeling wasn't there no more.
Right.
You can tell. And that was one of the things I never wanted to lose. I never wanted to lose that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, as an artist, I know that's always something, you know, to think about. And especially you want to be in this business longevity.
Yeah.
You know, but you being an artist, you write your own music. You know that's a plus because you can also ghostwrite for other people. So that's definitely something that can carry you because there are people who have the look, got stage presence,
Yeah.
but they can't write songs.
Yeah.
We've had that, had that before, as well. It's people who like to be on stage and know they can do it, aren't, shy,
Hmm.
but don't know how to, you know, write music.
Yeah.
So, but 5 years from now, where do you see Zach 5 years from now?
5 years from now, hopefully doing music full time. I'm 23 years old. 5 years from now, it's like close to my peak. I'm hoping like by my 30s, my peak season. I'm doing good for myself. My music's out there. Legacy is getting just bigger. You know, less less walking away, less things like that. 5 years from now, um, yeah, that's where I see myself.
Okay. Now you mentioned earlier you had kids.
Yes.
Would you if your kids wanted to do music and wanted to follow in your footsteps, would you encourage that for
Oh,
them?
absolutely. Actually, one of my songs that I have out, if I can, there's like a ooh in there in the background of my voice. That's actually my 5-year-old daughter with audio tune. Because at first I wasn't there, and I was listening to it on the speaker at the house, just getting the feel for it, see if I had to change up some stuff, see what I had to do with it. And she was in her bedroom, and she just hummed that at that time, and I seen the vision, and I was like, hey, you want to do something with Daddy? And she was all for it. She got on there, and she did a couple of oohs and ahs for me, and that's all I needed her to do, and it just worked its magic. So that's one of her favorite songs. Every time she hears it, her face
Yeah.
glows up because she knows she was part of
part
it.
of it, yeah.
And then I have a 2-year-old who sometimes she sings in different languages, and she's all about music. And yeah, so if any of my daughters, I don't care if it was music, art, go for it, baby. That's just it.
Okay. Even though you're an up and coming artist yourself, what advice would you give to any artist in your same position trying to make it into this music business? What words of encouragement can you give them? What motivation? Anything that you can give an artist who's trying? What if you could? What would you?
Well, I would start by saying patience. Patience is really it. And don't let your pride get in the way because no matter what you do in life, whether if it's a job, music, you're independent, there's going to be rules. There's going to be stipulations. There's, and sometimes you can't change that. And sometimes you just have to swallow that pride. And if it's something you really want to do, um, just stick with it and just never give up. And I don't like telling people that their music or anything they do is bad because it's not. No matter what it is you do, it's not bad. If you think it's good because it's your work, it's your project. So as long as you think it's good, then it's good. And a lot of people, I think, let other people's opinions really knock them down, which they don't really matter. I know for myself, like my music, um, I just try to like look at the world, like the bigger picture, reality, and write my stuff off of that. Some of my music has nothing to do with me at all. It just has something to do with how the world made me feel. Maybe I've seen a video, whatever. So always look for different ideas to different places. Like just because you're stuck, or even if like it's a brain block, writer block, um, go different sources. Maybe try to switch it up, listen to something different, read something different. Maybe if you go the dictionary route, maybe read a different dictionary. Things like that. It's just all about staying motivated, staying positive, and really not letting your pride. That I've seen pride really hurt people. So
You pretty much almost answered part of my next question. As far as 'cause you were saying what your music is about, how you, and that was about, basically it was about to be one of my questions. Where does your creativity come from? What, as far as what do you write about? Is it things you see? But like you just said, it could have been something on the TV. So you actually were, you know, pretty much answering that question already.
Yeah, it's almost similar to kind of how like content creators get their stuff, whatever's trending. You know, they're gonna be posting that and trending. So whatever emotions I see trending in this world, especially for that month, that week, you know, and especially energy. You know, this world we all have energy. So you know, if there's 200 people feeling some type of way, it's bound that two people out of that room's also gonna feel the same way based off of that energy. So I just want my music to be universal. I want everybody to be able to sit down, listen, even if they're not going through something at that time, just be like, oh, I've gone through something like that. Or maybe they haven't, and maybe down the road they have, and they're like, oh, I've heard something that I got to listen to again. And, you know, just the thought of like, you know, people just doing that with my music. I don't care if it's one time it got heard. And that's what I really try to relate is to life because I'm here. I live here. I'm not going nowhere. Hopefully anytime soon. So might as well evolve my music around what I'm gonna wake up to every day, and it's this world. So,
Yeah. That's kind of, I mean, well, it was a little different for us back, but we pretty much did the same thing. It was, we pretty much rapped about our environment, our life, in the environment that we were living in. And like you said, some of the things, I might have seen off TV, but it resembled or reflect a little of what I was actually living. So I could relate to some of it. And, then we did a lot of party songs. That was really our thing, was about having fun.
yeah.
So, we did silly songs, about, just being in the club, girls dancing, shaking their butt, stuff like that. Just, um, we were about having a good time. And at the same time, we wanted people to understand that we still had a serious side too. So even though we wanted, yep, want you to have some fun, enjoy yourself, but at the same time, we still had messages that we still wanted to get across.
Right.
And for the most part, we did do that. But a lot, like I said, a lot of our songs were based off experiences, life experiences, things we went through, or things that we even thought about. Um, like you said, for me, it was at first like, why am I doing this? Who gonna care about what I'm doing, what I'm going through? But as I got older and started to learn, hey, there's people in the same position that I was in, so who could hear this and can actually relate and say, wow, there's somebody else who understands what I'm feeling.
Right.
So, that was a big hump, a big hurdle for me to realize that, I wasn't the only one, going through situations like that. So you're doing the music, you got the shows coming up. When do you think we will have a full fledged album album from Zach?
Oh, I had been working on a couple. If I had to put any time frame on it, I would say end of April of 2026. Um, I do have a couple. As a matter of fact, three projects I'm working on now. Um, and it's gonna be a different one, different style. I love different style. I love different periods. So um, it's gonna be everybody's gonna be able to enjoy it. I think it's not really basically like set on one thing. It's actually gonna be getting ready for summer, so it's gonna be like a summer vibe album. Hopefully
Okay.
a little bit more positive quotes in the songs. And unfortunately, in the world we live in is sometimes also dark. So
Yeah.
hopefully a summer album at the end of April.
Okay, yeah, definitely have to check that out. Uh, remind me of what's her name? Amanda Marie. She a local artist. Um, back when we were doing a show we had called Rep Your City. So we allow people to submit their music, or if they got videos, submit their videos, and we will, we'll. It was a live show, interactive show. Mark participated a lot of times in the show, where you can either call in, or we do it on our YouTube channel, so you can you know chime in via that, or the Facebook. And this young lady sent in 2 songs, and they weren't bad, but you can tell she was just kidding around.
Hmm.
And we were telling her, like, hey, we actually hear the potential. We can see the potential in you if you actually took it serious. So probably a month went by. She submitted another song. Shocked us. It was like, wow, she actually did take it serious, and actually did the song. And the song actually get requested quite a bit. And she did a country album, and it was not bad at all. It really shocked me, just because she is, like, you can tell if you out at a club with her, or at a party, she's the life of the party. She wants to have fun, laugh, have a good time, and that showed in the country music that she did. I mean, she had some little soft love lullaby, but it was I was impressed. I was like, wow, she actually did it. But she was one of those artists who really just did it as for fun in the beginning,
Hmm.
and then really actually took it serious.
Yeah.
She actually found her some management, found her some people, and actually got a nice little team behind her. I'm take my hat off to her, for it. And she still sends us music, all the time. Any events she got coming up, she let us know. Because as I was saying, our radio stations run 24 hours, so they all. So if you got commercial advertisements for anything, we that's what it's here for. Self promotion. We have artist pages, um, you know, artist profile pages where you can create your profile page. You can have all your social medias in it. Pretty much whatever you want to do on it, you can do. I mean, like I said, it's really just a platform, a format for artists to give you guys a chance to be seen and be heard.
Right.
That's what like these interviews. That's what these interviews are for. What they're about. So, but yeah, appreciate the time, man. Appreciate you for coming through. And Mark, as always,
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
We got it's a lot going on right now. We have a lot of things happening. We're in the middle of revamping our website. Actually, we got a gaming section that we get ready to start doing. So that's taking up a lot of the time. One, I'm not a gamer, so I gotta, it's like learning all over. Gotta learn all this stuff. I'm glad I got nephew and a son that's gamers, so they're the ones who are they're gonna be the nooks and crannies of it. Cause you know, but that's taking up a lot of our time as well. Um, like you said, life happens where things. A lot of our shows that we were doing, we're bringing them back, we're revamping them, and we're bringing them back. We're bringing back Rep Your City. We're bringing back our sports shows that we have. Also, our basically our community. It was like a community talk. Uh, Originally started out, my brother Seldom Seen was doing a show. He called it Nowadays. So basically, he wanted to compare things from back in the days to nowadays.
Okay.
But the topics kind of shifted to where it was more about today. So people was really talking about today's situation, and he wanted to get the show back to what it originally was supposed to be about, comparing back in days to nowadays.
Right.
So we worked on that. So he's gonna do that, and all of the other topics and stuff we're talking about. We created a new show basically called Let's Talk About It. So it's gonna be an open platform where people can call in if we don't already have specific topics we're gonna talk about. People can call in or chime in and you know discuss whatever topics they want to discuss. Because we have been learning that there was a lot of people who really felt their voices weren't being heard, things that they wanted to get off their chest, and that show was giving them an opportunity to do that. Because it was some good uh, food for thought conversations. Like you said, whether if it was something that was seen on TV, something that's streaming that went viral. So we had there's a lot of things, and I mean, I still want to talk about the lady, even though we've had the conversation, it still puzzles me. The lady who, after a while, they said it was just a skit they were doing or whatever, when the guy was taking her to uh, the Cheesecake Factory. They had a big issue, and she was like, she better than Cheesecake Factory, and it was a whole big thing. And
It's all over TikTok.
yeah, it was a whole big thing. So we actually did a show. We actually did it. We did a poll. It got a list of the top. We did 15 or 20 restaurants that women would not want their man to take them to. And I'm just looking at this like, it just blew my mind. I'm not even gonna go. It just blew my mind. I was crazy about it. No, but yeah, like I said, man, anytime Mark knows we have this open door policy here. More than welcome to come up anytime. If you want to come hang out, sit on the show. I'm actually gonna start the August 1st. I'm doing my Ride at 5 show again, so I'm definitely gonna start bringing that back. And people did come up just to come up and hang out. Even when we do Rep Your City, a lot of people come up, hang out, chime in. So yeah, it's always open door policy. Anytime.
Yeah, we've had legacy artists show up for Ride at 5 and get interviewed and have their music played on that. So we're grateful for everything.
So I mean, anytime you want to stop by, never a problem. But before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find you, man. Shout out your social medias and all that stuff. Let them know the music that you do have out, where it's available, where they can hear it. Other than here, because it's definitely gonna be here.
Yeah, right now, got 2 platforms. Got a business Facebook page, Legacy Zachariah, and then my SoundCloud is Zachariah Legacy. All my music's posted on there on my Facebook page. I keep updates when we do stuff at the venues, dates, times, what's going on, rather, if it's music, hangout, whatever's going on. And then SoundCloud's all my music's on there. And I recently just turned my TikTok also into my music platform, which is Starboy, and boy spelled Boii, and it's 143, and that's on TikTok, and some of my music's on there too. So.
All right, there you have it, man. Once again, Zach, thank you for coming by, man. Appreciate it. Mark, as always.
You already know.
And y'all make sure y'all look out for his music when it drops. And I've been your host. This is Blacksmith 247 with CDC Indie Radio interviews. Until next time, peace.
His soul. I never knew being with you could make me blue. And now I'm sitting here singing about you all the time.